Alright guys, so this is a serious video. We had a young lady who was going to her graduation practice the day before her senior graduation who hit an open manhole on Ridgewood Road in Jackson, flipped her mother's convertible and died shortly afterward at the hospital. We don't know that young lady, but we do know that the dad has come in the shop a few times to get keys, and I know him in passing. However, that doesn't change the fact that it is a terrible tragedy about what happened to her, and it's even more terrible in the fact that, according to several witnesses that the news has interviewed, there was several reports that same day, even an hour prior to her having the wreck.
45
minutes prior to having the wreck in Jackson. It's a shoe shot.
Sorry, it's not funny.
Well, that was funny.
Well, that was funny, but yeah.
Right. So, she hit the open manhole that had been reported 45 minutes prior to that to the police. The manhole, apparently they had been repaving the street. The company that was repaving the street apparently left the manhole open or not secured down properly. And that morning somebody had blown two tires at that same pothole. Police responded with the wrecker, had to get her car towed. And then early that afternoon, 45 minutes later, before she hit the pothole, somebody else had reported it apparently. And absolutely nothing was done to block it off, to put cones around it, to do anything, put a police officer there to keep. Now mind you, Jackson is broke as shit, just like Mississippi is broke as shit. And we have very few police officers. However, nothing was done to barricade it off in such a way that this young lady would not have hit it and lost her life. As parents, if this would have happened, something like this would have happened to ours, yeah, I don't know. I can't even fathom it. I mean, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed forever, and I would be downtown every day beating people's heads in. Not literally. I'd want to literally, but not, you know.
It was a senseless
tragedy. It was very
tragedy.
senseless. It's very sad for the family, very sad for her friends that happened. All reports on the girl were she was going to college under, I think, a journalism degree. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's just ridiculous. Places. And Jackson has sucked for infrastructure needs. We have so many thousands of potholes. My own van, in case anybody else has seen another video where I talked about the damage to our van, I had something in December.
Right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas, yeah. And I hit a spot that the city of Jackson had repaired many times previously, and it was dished out so bad it broke both arms on the front of my van. It cost like $700 or $800 to fix. For the first time ever, we filed a city claim to get the money back. You're never going to get your full money back, but you will get a percentage, is what they say, back if you're lucky. We apparently got lucky because we got notice like 3 or 4 months later, just about a month ago, so it's been about 4 months, that they were going to compensate us, and out of that $700 or $800, they paid us like $300. So everybody's like, well, you know, you got paid. The case is I go by that spot every day. Since we reported it, informed the attorney's office what happened, sent email pictures over to them, they did not fix that hole in the ground, that dip in the ground, until about a week before, right around the same time they sent us the letter. You got to sign off on a letter. They sent us that letter, and that was when they fixed the pothole. There was another section a few yards back, so presumably when they fixed one section, they went ahead and fixed the section that I hit. Except now, instead of a dish, it is a hump. So it is now kind of still
Which
a
eventually, in
pothole.
a couple of years, it'll probably be
The-
flush with the
yeah.
ground.
The public works director said on the news that he was not aware of any open manholes
And
during
since
this
then,
time. And since then, there have been, of course, people flooding social media with reports of both potholes. There have been only a couple of open manholes, but mostly it's about potholes. When people swerve out of the way to avoid potholes, and it's kind of surprising that this hadn't happened sooner. I know people have had wrecks from potholes because they blow their tires out and like run off the road, but this was literally the city of Jackson's fault for not responding promptly to a report or several reports of an open manhole. And their PC response, as always, is we'll investigate it. The mayor made a special appearance to go get his security crew to put cones around this open manhole.
oh, and the manhole was since covered, but they did not barricade where it had been covered. And his personal security, as he stated, he had them go put the barricades out.
In other words, it was a press moment. He made sure that the press was there to make sure to see that he was doing whatever he thought he was doing. Something that the Public Works Department should be doing. Something that the people who got the phone calls about the damn pothole, manhole cover, should have done. It's ridiculous that this girl lost her life over it. I feel really bad for the family and all of her friends. I mean, right before graduation, she didn't even have a chance to go to her graduation ceremony. And it's ridiculous. And you see the shirt I'm wearing. I'm going to put a link in the description. This shirt was made by Cheney, who is one of our local friends and business owners in Fondren, who runs a t-shirt shop, obviously.
And she grew up in his shop just about. He took this very personally.
Yes, he took it personally. He made this shirt. The proceeds of the sale of this shirt, I think they're $20 each. Cheney was also known as the rogue pothole guy for a while. He appropriated some asphalt and went around town putting asphalt in potholes a couple of years ago.
But got in trouble.
And he got in trouble because he appropriated the asphalt a little bit incorrectly. This time he's going to purchase, with the proceeds of the sale of this shirt, he's going to correctly, I guess, purchase the asphalt and go around on his own and patch the holes. Now, this is a business community leader. I will give him that. He's a business leader, a community inspiration to many, and he is doing this in honor of what happened to her. And it's ridiculous that private citizens, business owners, whatever the case is, I've personally stopped in the middle of the road and tried to put cones back on potholes where cones have fallen over.
You've even chased a contractor down to put the lid back on the manhole.
And it's ridiculous that these workers, I take my job very seriously. If I don't do my job right, then somebody could die. Somebody could get their house broken into, somebody could get broken into, something could happen to them. That's why I take my job very seriously. The people that the city apparently hire just don't take their job seriously enough. They say we can't know everything. There's a 311 reporting system to report the potholes, but people have said time and time again, hundreds of people have reported the same pothole, and these potholes don't get fixed. City trucks drive, city administrators, city employees of all walks of the city government
The governor.
drive these roads. They don't make the reports. They are expecting the people to make these reports. When a city truck drives down a road and sees a pothole and ignores it, what does that tell you about what they think of their job, or what they think about the people who live in Jackson, their cars getting torn up? It's obvious that they don't give a shit. So Jackson, you need to get your shit together, because it's ridiculous that somebody had to die for...
They didn't have to die.
They didn't have to die. It's ridiculous that that happened. It's ridiculous that this city government is the way it is. It's mostly only concerned about showcasing all the good, This administration absolutely does not reply to any negativity, will not acknowledge it. They'll talk about it. They'll say, oh yeah, we've heard. If you go to a city council meeting and people rehash, potholes, rehash. Yes, we know.
We pay an extra 1% of our monthly sales tax.
Yep.
If we went up 1%, and that was supposed to be for the roads, specifically for the roads. And Jackson's big, and maybe some of them have been corrected, some of them have been.
They are repaving some of the streets.
Yeah,
but they're not filling these potholes. They're not taking this seriously. They probably are a little bit more now, because I'm sure once the family gets done grieving, considering I think he is an attorney himself.
I thought he was
yeah, I think I don't know. But whatever the case is, Jackson is probably in for it on the lawsuit because of this. And that's a shame it has to happen, because the city can't afford that. You know, it gets paid by insurance, but how many lawsuits is it going to take? How many kids is it going to take to get into a wreck because of a pothole or an open manhole that was reported?
several times.
How many times is that going to take?
What's most disturbing is JPD showed up for the lady that blew out both tires. Something should have happened right then and there. Right then and there, to prevent it from happening all through the day. To prevent phone calls coming in, all that police officer had to do was say, get City Works out here, we need some cones, we need some barrels, we need this covered, done. You know, it's just torn up 2 tires and could have been worse for that woman. And luckily she wasn't driving a little convertible.
Yeah, she would have been, I mean, she could have flipped. I mean,
and there's Jane.
And there goes our t-shirt maker. So, if you were so inclined, I mean, I don't know which platform I'm going to post this on. I guess Facebook. But I'm going to provide the link in the description if you'd like to participate in this. I know some people may get offended by this, but sometimes it takes people getting offended.
Yeah, I mean, I'm offended that a young girl had to die, and it's too close to home for us. I mean, not only as a customer, but as a resident of Jackson.
All right.
And being a parent, that shook me to the core. I cried for this girl. Yep. And I don't know her, and I'm sure, given the descriptions and everything that we've read, she was going to be somebody special in life.
Yep, she had her whole life ahead of her, and it's very sad that had to happen. So, basically, I just wanted to do this video, and I believe I'm one of the first ones to score on one of these shirts. And I have publicly broadcasted on Facebook and Twitter, tagging the city, which of course is not going to reply or even acknowledge it, because they don't care. That's how they act. They don't care. They may care now simply because they're facing a probably multi-million-dollar lawsuit, but the lack of caring about things, or the lack of action is going to get more people killed. You can fix a pothole. You can take 2 guys and put them in a pickup truck and fix a pothole, you know, 100 potholes in a day just by driving around. You don't need reports. You don't need a sheet of reports to go by to go say, okay, we need to drive over to this street to fix this pothole. You drive down any street in Jackson and there's potholes. Put 2 guys in a beat up F-150 with a truckload of asphalt, which is what is going to end up happening from private business owners and anybody else who's going to volunteer. I'll probably throw some time in on too. It doesn't cost that much to do that.
And it could save a life.
So, the moral of the story is, if you in your city, if you're not in Jackson, but if you in your city have the same problem with inattentiveness and lack of concern on basic needs like infrastructure, potholes, manholes now. I mean, it's just time for you to stand up and take a voice and do what you can with your voice. Make your voice heard to try to put a stop to that, to try to correct the situation, to try to make the people who were voted into office by the citizens of our town, your town, they need to be held accountable and responsible for things like this. And while they say they're investigating and they say they're going to do this and they say they're going to do that, we've been hearing that for years. The streets are still crap.
Stop saying it. Just do it.
Just do it.
You got the 1% from us every month. You get 1% of our tax money.
Extra.
Do it. I mean, people are wondering why businesses are leaving Jackson. Jackson's not doing anything to keep their businesses.
I'm not even going to talk about crime because that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's a different video.
But yes, there's a lot involved with infrastructure. If you cannot drive on roads, if you tear your car up driving down the roads in a certain area, what? You're not going to drive down that road again, you know? I mean, it's pretty simple. So, long story short, Jackson, get your shit together immediately. Immediately. It's stupid to not do this. Y'all have a pothole machine, this was the latest word. We bought 2 pothole machines that were supposed to, you know, miraculously fix all of Jackson's problems. They're sitting in storage somewhere. They're not even used. I haven't even seen one in like a year. It doesn't take a $200,000 pothole machine to go throw freaking asphalt in potholes or to respond to a phone call that says, hey, I just blew my tires out on an open manhole. Can you send somebody to come fix it? It's ridiculous that it wasn't taken care of. And that's really all I want to say about it.
I can't. I mean, I'll cry and I don't want to do it on camera. But it
So,
really...
The young lady's name was Frances Fortner. It's on the news in Jackson. There were plenty of news reports about it. And, you know, the mayor issued his 2-line statement that was released at midnight one night.
I couldn't get her name right. Frances Ford.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Just city, Jackson, get your shit together. Y'all take care of your loved ones and
Hug them tight.
hug them tight.
Tomorrow's never a guarantee.
So, thanks for watching, guys.
Gonna hug him.
I know, I drive down these streets all the time.
And it scares the crap out of me.
Thanks, guys. Y'all pray, and if you don't pray, then y'all just keep your thoughts with that family because they're going through a lot right now. And like I said, like we both said, I can't even imagine what it would be like.
I don't want to. I never want to put myself in that position.
So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to us rant. I kind of felt like I had to do this because I'm. Some people say I'm hypercritical. Is it overcritical of Jackson?
Stuff like this.
I don't feel like I'm overcritical. I'm going to be even more critical of Jackson now because of this.
Definitely.
You can't be overcritical of something when somebody dies. There's no limit to being critical of something. So while this may not be, you know, it's whatever, some people are just like, whatever, you're just bashing Jackson. It's not about that. If we didn't care about Jackson, we would move our freaking business in a heartbeat. And it's coming to that point where a lot of businesses are considering that more and more because of issues like this.
Well, even the big box stores are moving.
Yeah, so Jackson, you need to get your shit together because otherwise it's just going to keep on going downhill. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Is there anything else? I mean,
just love each other.
Yeah, love each other, and if you see something wrong, then
try to fix it.
Try to fix it. Do what you can, even if it's getting on, posting a video, being overly critical about your town. Do it. It can't hurt. It could hurt, but whatever. It doesn't matter when people lose their life over nonsense that shouldn't have happened. So thanks for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day, and again, keep your thoughts with the family of
the Fortners.
So thanks again, y'all.